Good afternoon. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Heidi, the Simon Says Stamp Mama, here at our Simon Says Stamp office in Columbus, Ohio. And we get to chat a little bit today. We've got a special guest, lots of inspiration to show you. And if you're chatting live with us, Reed is helping us moderate. Thank you, Reed. Brian's behind the scenes doing technical. Usually we try to do these lives on Fridays just because it seems like that's a good day to have a party. Lucky for us, we get to do on a Thursday because Reed will not be here tomorrow. He's off for a wedding. Don't worry, ladies, it's not his yet, but he'll be gone. He's traveling. So we wanted to make sure we got this today because we have a beautiful release called Hello Gorgeous. And how appropriate, because when you guys see who my guest is, well, you might have already seen if you've been on social media. We have a special guest today, and man, she is gorgeous. So let me make sure I've got all my ducks in a row before we bring in our guest. Oh, we're gonna do a $100 gift card giveaway. So if you're joining us live today and chatting, Reed will be drawing a random person for a $100 gift card at the end of today's live. And if you're watching us on rewatch, Tuesday, April, what would that be?
12th?
April 12th. Reed is going to draw a $100 gift card winner from the comments section on this YouTube video. So chat away. We want to know about you. Where are you from? How long have you been stamping? What products in this release do you love? What do you want to see Laura do more of? What kind of making do you like to see her do or creating? So just comment, interact. I mean, we're all in this together. That's what makes this industry so much fun. Oh, actually, speaking of, I forgot, Reed, there was this book that is called Unicorn Space that I've just recently been reading, and I wanted to highly recommend it to everybody because Unicorn Space talks a little bit about all of our creative energy and has humans, how good it is for our souls to be creating and use that part of our brain and that space in our lives. So I just wanted to mention that book. I meant to actually ask Reed if he could put a copy for me today, but I forgot to ask him. So Unicorn Space is one of those things that talks about our special magic of creating. Hopefully in today's live, you'll see lots of inspiration and it'll get you inspired to do some of your own creating, whether you're making your own backgrounds or stamping or embossing, making organized piles of your favorite colors of sequins or doodads that you like to use. Anything in your unicorn space keeps you happy. At least that's how I feel. So I'm going to say hello. I see we've got people chatting with us today. We've got Barb Angler. Hey Barb, I see you're in Florida. And Nina Marie Trapani is helping us moderate the chat with links. So if we're talking about a product, she's going to link it up in the chat for us. We've got Susan Opal. Hey Susan, say hi to your sister Beth for us.
She's in the tip.
Oh, she's here too. Hey, Beth and Susan. We've got Kathy Zilski, a part of our Simon family as well. We welcome all of you to join us today. So without further ado, I think now might be a good time, Reed, to bring in our special guest, perfectly appropriate for this release. Hello, gorgeous, Laura Bassen. Hey, Laura.
Hi.
Hey, gorgeous.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Was that, are we sharing in the?
Like, no, not really, but more.
Oh, okay. We love you. So welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be doing a demo with Laura. And you know, one of the things I wanted to talk to you a little bit about too, because you're a mama and I know you have a daughter about the same age as my daughter. Abby's 10. How old's Emma?
She's 11.
She's 11, okay. And I don't know about you, but I struggle to find, as she's gotten older, things that we can do together. You know, crafting is the go-to for me. And she used to like to bake with me, but now she wants to do that by herself. And she used to like me to hang out in her room with her, and she now wants to just do that with her friends or herself. So what kind of things do you find that you and Emma and Bailey, you've got several daughters actually. I don't mean to leave everybody out. What do you find to do with your kids?
I have 3 daughters, and Struggle is my middle name. Yes. Emma does, actually they all are a little bit crafty. Alex is studying graphic design in college, so she's definitely got an eye for that, yeah. And Bailey wants to maybe go into graphic as well, or fashion. She likes fashion and graphic design. And Emma, she will come over here and get into the card stuff if I let her. She really likes it too, but boy, she makes a mess. And but she loves hockey. She's all about hockey.
Oh, Emma's into hockey too. I don't think I knew that.
Oh, yeah. Does Abby play a sport?
Well, she runs and plays golf.
Oh, okay.
So I've been trying to get her to play basketball because I love basketball too, but they make their own decisions.
I know. Did you play sports growing up?
I did. I went to a really small school, so there was so much opportunity. So I played a sport every season. I feel like there were 60 kids. I graduated with the same 60 kids I went to kindergarten with. So they needed everybody to play sports. But I really like sports. So, and I see you've got Bailey home with you today. So is she feeling better?
She's on the soccer team at high school. And you know, like when you're on a team and somebody gets sick, it kind of goes through the whole team. So a lot of the girls are home today sick, but I think she's feeling better today. She probably should go back tomorrow. But yeah, you know, at her high school, they allow 5 mental health days. Wow. This is a new one. You can miss 5 days and just call it a mental. I'm not saying that's what she did, but you can do that now. That's a new thing.
That's awesome.
I know. I like that. I probably would have used all 5 of mine pretty early in the year. Yeah.
I was one of those kids who had perfect attendance because both my parents worked and it was like not an option. No sympathy, go to school.
Are you a night owl?
Yes.
Because that's a hard combination when you stay up late to get up for school in the morning.
I'm a night owl. Are you a night owl? You
yeah.
are?
Yeah, it's funny. A friend of mine over spring break, she gets up at like 5 o'clock every morning for work, and over spring break she slept in till 5:30. And I told her I think that I have gone to bed at more times in my life than I've actually woken up at 5:30 in the morning. So I like to be quiet.
Little set there is it's like an Easter egg hunt. Do you do that, or does somebody do that for you?
Let's give a round of applause to Reed.
Woo!
Yeah, Reed does that. Pretty much every time. At Christmas, I had some fun, but this is all him.
Wow, he's got the touch.
Thank you.
He does.
Years of practice.
So, Laura, I think Reed has you set up today so that you're going to actually do a live demo with us.
Yes.
So, are you okay if he switches the camera so that it's on you, but you'll still be able to hear me talking? I don't know that I have anything really important to contribute to what you're going to do, but we'll be able to chatter, and then the audience will be able to see what you're creating for them today.
Yep.
Perfect.
Ready to move over?
Good.
Moving now.
Thanks, Reed.
Of course.
Okay. We are using some products from the Hello Gorgeous release. We have the new stained glass bird, which coordinates with the stained glass stencil. So you can definitely use these beautifully together. You can also use them individually. Today I'm going to show you how to use them together. So I went ahead and die cut the stained glass bird. You can see how intricate and detailed it is. And like I said, you could just use this on a card without the stencil, but the stencil allows you to add color. So for example, you have this big open space here. You could blend just all one color, or if you want to add detail to maybe just the belly, or maybe just a wing or the tail, and you could customize the colors if you want to make a robin or a cardinal. But you know me, I like to slip in a rainbow whenever I can. So I'm going to start blending. Blending is one of my favorite things to do, if you don't already know that, which you probably already know that. But okay, so we have a little piece of white cardstock. This is actually hammer mill, which I've been on a kick lately. It really does. It's so smooth, great for blending.
That's a good tip.
Yes, I do. I used to always use the Nina Solar White, but lately I've been, testing out the hammer mill, and I really, really love it. So we're just going to do this big open solid bird, but I'm going to do a gradient with several different colors. So we have some warm tones for the bird. I've got sweets, blush, grapefruit, and lemonade. These are the new positively saturated inks. They blend like butter. Okay, so whenever I blend, I like to have some scratch paper because these are really juicy, by the way, really juicy. And I've got the new, well, I guess they're not new, the blender brushes. And when I ink up, let me get this under here.
You're doing such a
I go
nice
off
job
on-
representing Simon. And look at this beautiful array of Simon products.
Of course. Okay, get that first initial harsh ink because you want to start really, really light, really, really subtle. At first you're going to feel like, gosh, it's not even going on. But that's what you want. You want something, if you want to make it brighter, you can build it up. But you always need to start light. That's my philosophy, you know, take it or leave it. Okay, next color is blush. So I'm going to just go right into that sweets right here. So we're going to go from pink to kind of a coral. And again, I'm going very, very light. You don't need much. Little dab will do. Okay, working our way through the rainbow order. Okay, this is grapefruit.
Oh, it is subtle.
Yep. Subtle, dreamy, springy, gorgeous. Okay, last color, lemonade.
So do your kids get into your blending brushes? Or are those one of those hands off?
I'm not going to lie. I am a little possessive of my supplies, but Emma would probably be the one who would go help herself. I like to keep them clean though. It really chaps my khakis if I get like green on there. That just really ticks me off. Okay, now we're done. Doesn't take much. Let me lift up the stencil.
Laura, people are asking what the paw pad is right next to your project.
Oh, this is the Positively Everything tool. It comes in like, gosh, how many different colors? 8 or
9?
9? Okay, I have the mint one, and it can work as so many things. I'm probably going to forget all the things, but like it holds your ink pad steady so it doesn't like move around. It's like having a third hand. I've seen people use it as a coaster. What else can you do with it, Heidi? You can use it to
open
like
jars.
Yeah, like you want to do that.
And your brushes, if you pour water over the top of them in the sink, you can use it as
yes.
like a surface to help clean those brushes.
Yes, you can wash your brushes with it.
Your hot
It's the
tip of your glue
Positively-
gun, so when your glue drips, it doesn't drip onto your table or work.
That's right. Okay, so now what I want to do is, since I went ahead and die cut this, I'll show you. By the way, I die cut this with the stained glass bird die, and I die cut 3 out of white, and I glued them together, so it's kind of like a little bit thick, a little dimensional, and I'm going to put that over there, but I want it to, I got to trim it out. There's not a die, which would be nice if there was a die that cut that out, but sometimes you just got to
Nina,
kick
are
it
you
old
listening? Nina Marie. She's in the chat.
Oh.
We're having a request for a die that cuts out that stencil, the larger.
Yeah, because then you want to, so I went ahead and cut one out because I cut really, really slow. But this is what it would look like if you trimmed it out. And then I'm going to adhere this over top. But before I adhere that over top, I'm going to blend the same colors on the die cut. So back to the beginning with the sweets.
While you're doing that, a few people are asking for updates on Hank. How's Hank?
Hank the Tank, he is outside right now. He's so funny. He just wants to be outside all day. And you know, with this weather and the rain, it's just an absolute nightmare. So we've been doing a lot, and I can't do a bath every day. So I've been filling up buckets of water and just dipping his paws in the, yeah, we've been doing a lot of washing Hank. But he's so friendly, and I mean, I hope the neighbors don't hate us, but he has gotten to know everybody.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just doing the same colors. This is going to be kind of a tone on tone, but I am going slightly with a heavier hand. So it's going to be, you'll see here.
You mean
It's
like
a
you're
little
pushing a
bit-
little harder?
Yep, I'm pushing a little harder. It's slightly more vibrant. You can see where I lay it over top, how it's a little bit darker. So I'm going to glue that, but I have one already ready to go. It's already glued on like so.
The magic of television.
Yes, so it's dimensional, it's tone on tone, it's gradient. And then now for the leaves. Need a little bit of foliage for the bird. So I have the new olive leaves. This is also from the Hello Gorgeous release. And you get a large one and a small one. And what I did is I went ahead and die cut 2 of the smaller ones. And since I used warm tones on the bird, I'm going to use cool tones on the leaves. So now, since these are already die cut, you got to be careful. You can't really just go in there and circular. You'll bend it. So you kind of got to, like a light pounce. You got to be tender with it. So a little bit of celery, and then I'll do a little bit of seafoam. And these 2 colors just pair beautifully with the warm tones on the bird.
I see a few mentioning that the olive leaf dye is currently out of stock. You can hit the notify me when back in stock button to receive an email when it comes back in stock.
Yes, there's I almost used another leaf. There's another leaf in the Hello Gorgeous release. I forgot the name of it, but it could be used as well. What's the name of that other leaf dye?
Tattered leaves?
Yeah, you could use that one too. Whatever, leaf dye. Just a little bit of foliage to go with it. So I have a couple of these that I have blended. I did one. This one here is just a little bit darker. You can see. Whoop. The 2 leaves. Okay, so now we're just going to basically start. Oh, I forgot one other thing. I have a panel here that I'm going to use to frame. This is what everything's going to go on. But since I already have a little bit of ink left on my brush, I'm not even going to re-ink it. I'm just going to use that leftover ink and just give it a little blend in the corners. Just a little, and then I'll do a little green too. You don't even need to re-ink it. Just use what's left over. Kind of gives it a soft, dreamy vibe for spring.
I'm so happy spring.
Okay, so now I took, these are the nested circle dies, which I use constantly. And I have this one here. I think it's 3 inches. Any size will do. Yep, this is a 3-inch circle. And I'm going to die cut that, which I already have a panel ready, but I'm going to die cut that right in the center. Here's one I have ready. And then I also went ahead and prepped a card base. I put some foam tape on the back of this because we got to pop it up. You know what I say? Dimension is life.
I like it better when you sing it.
Okay, so there you have a nice little frame to put your bird in. I got a little bit of foam tape on the bottom of him too, so I'm gonna just like actually, let me get a leaf here ready.
Oh, Laura, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, and then maybe we'll put one more bird here. See if I can put a little glue. Okay, now for a sentiment, what I love to use all the time are the sentiment strips. So these are the new, what are they called? Foundation, the reverse foundations. I think there were like 3 different sentiment strip sets that came out in the Hello Gorgeous release, and this one here is great. What I love about it is you can do things for dad, there's things for women, and then there's just all-purpose things, like this one, You Are the Best. It can go any way. So my other thing that I always use are these sentiment label dies. The smallest one is what I'm going to use to die cut this You Are the Best. And I'll tell you what, you would not believe how much, and I put these on a little magnetic thing, pull these out 24/7 using them. So I already went ahead and die cut the You Are the Best. And I'm just going to nestle that right in there like so. And then now a little bling to finish it off. And we have these, oh gosh, can you see the little paw, the Simon triangle trays? Changed my life. Seriously, changed my embellishment life, because I used to just make a disaster. And now it's just so like handy. Whoop. And this embellishment wand, really handy too. Okay.
I didn't ever think I needed an embellishment wand until I tried one. I would always
Yeah.
use my fingers for
Oh, yeah.
sequins. Ugh.
Same. Okay, you know what? Who I learned, I hold this down. I think I saw Kathy Zulski do that once. She held her card down. And I always tell people, I learned how to embellish from Debbie Hughes. We were just talking about her. I think that she places her embellishments like the best in the biz.
Did she give you some tips?
No, I just study her work. I think to myself, how would Debbie place the sequin? Okay, so there you have it. This card is finished. Simple.
Oh, it's beautiful.
green.
Good stuff.
I hear applause all through YouTube.
Yay!
Laura, someone's asking to see the 2 blue Positively inks right there. Could you show those on the screen and name them?
Yep, okay, so I don't know if you noticed, this one on the bottom was slightly darker, and I added a little bit of surf. I think they're the same color family, which is what I love about the Positively inks. They have a family. I think this is the lightest shade, the medium shade, and then there's one shade darker. That's what I have them all like swatched out here. So you got Seafoam, Surf, and Ocean. And that's how I got this one, just a little bit darker.
Nice. Well, thank you so much.
Beautiful,
Are we ready
Laura.
to switch back to the right and left view?
Yep, so Laura's going to join us on screen. Thank you, Laura. My goodness, it's a beautiful card.
Thank you.
The blending, the best in the biz. So Laura, can you tell people where they can find you on social and on your blog?
Just look for Laura Fedora. That's my childhood nickname. I think my Instagram is Laura Fedora. I think my YouTube is Laura Fedora. If it's not Laura Fedora, it's Laura Bassen. My blog is Laura Fedora. Just look Laura Fedora.
And Laura has a monthly feature with Simon Says Stamp on our blog too called Laura Fedora, Mora with Laura Fedora. I think I say that wrong. It's Amore, but I like Amora with Laura Fedora. So thank you, Laura, for joining us. We love getting to work with you, and I'm a huge fan. You know that. So
Thank you so much for having me.
good job, good job. See you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Oh my goodness. I'm so grateful that we get to work with amazing people in this industry. Laura is one of those real gems. So it's to know her and to know her family is really the best of the best. So the next thing on the agenda is a reminder that if you're commenting right now in our chat, Reed is watching because he's going to pull out a winner for a $100 gift card at the end of this live. And right now what I'm going to do is switch the camera so I can show you some more inspiration using our Simon Says Stamp Hello Gorgeous release. So these are the products that Laura was just using. And I wanted to show you some more cards. Actually, give me a moment. I'm going to take the speaker out of my ear.
While you're doing that, people are asking the newest set of Positively inks. Will there be re-inkers for them?
Yep. We're working on the re-inkers right now. I'm not sure if they'll make it into our May release, but if not the May release, I anticipate they'll probably make it into our June release. So we do actually have re-inkers coming out for I guess we could call it set number 3 of our Positively Everything Positively Saturated ink pads. And then we have another set of 15 ink pads coming out this summer. So a final batch of 15 new colors that'll be available for everybody. Back to the birds, I wanted to show you some more inspiration that designers from all around the world has sent. This is by Noreen Boris. The nice thing about having this Simon Says Stamp Hello Gorgeous release a few weeks ago And now doing the live with inspiration is that we had time to receive inspiration from our international artists from all around the world. This happens to be from Kathy Zielski, who's not international, but you'll see throughout the live today that we do have some international artists who I'm really grateful we're able to send work. Tina Smith created this beautiful card, and these were from the stained glass birds that Laura just finished showcasing. I'm gonna move on. This is the daisy and leaves. Oh, let me grab a little black. This is a daisy and leaves stencil. Card here is also by Tina Smith. All of these products I'm showing you today are exclusive to Simon Says Stamp. They're available at Simon Says Stamp, not just while supplies last, but all year round. If we are sold out, which we are of this daisy and leaves die, if we're sold out, we will be restocking. All you have to do is click that notify me when back in stock button on our website, and we will give you an email as soon as the product is restocked. This card is by Sherry Carroll, and you can see that Sherry, who actually designed a lot of these products today, you can see Sherry used our matte silver metallic cardstock to die cut those daisies and leaves. That's one of our most popular products this year. We have a matte silver cardstock and a matte gold cardstock. Here we have a Simon Says Stamp cling stamp called Dimensional Quilt. Dimensional Quilt made in the USA. If you've seen my lives before, you know that our stamps are all made in the USA. Dimensional Quilt just happens to have been made up the road in Cleveland, Ohio. We are located in Columbus, Ohio. And Barbara Terriau made this card. How cute is this? You're My Favorite by Miriam Prantner. Actually, I wanted to take a minute to show you guys this. See how she paper pieced? This is a different way to use this cling stamp. So she stamped in black, and then she did some paper piecing to make that background. I mean, this embellishment, I guess you would call it. That's a really clever way to use the stamp. And
questions real quick.
Yep.
They're asking about Tina. Tina's last name is Tina Smith, and her blog is cardsandcopytime.com.
Yes, I'm looking for.
I think it was from the last set.
Okay, yeah, Tina Smith from. You'll have. I'll slow down a little bit when I show you guys the artist, so you can actually see a little bit more. This is a stamp set called Spring Greetings, Extra Large Spring Greetings by Christina Warner Handsome. This is a card by Miriam Prantner. And Miriam Prantner is Prantner. So you can go see her blog and her YouTube and her all of her social media, really. Here I have oblique spheres. This is a set of stencils, and I have to tell you, when the artist originally presented this concept to me, our illustrators, we work with many illustrators from all around the world. I believe Christina drew these. If I didn't, maybe Nina in the chat, you can correct me. But I was wondering, what on earth do you even use these for? We include 4 stencils and also the cutout masks in the packaging for you. There are so many different ways to use these. You just saw Laura ink blending with our positively saturated inks and our blending brushes. Perfect way to create this background. Kathy Zielski created this background. And look at this. Laura Bassen, who we just saw a few minutes ago, created this. How beautiful is that? And Laura did another play with different colors. Hugs and Kisses was a sentiment she chose for that. And then Sherry Carroll did something very similar here. Now, these cards are using a similar technique for the circles, but you can also use these circles to mask off, to make shapes like balloons or an orange or a basketball or whatever you want. Here's a stamp set all about mom. A lot of the products in this release, Hello Gorgeous, are themed for Mother's, spring, Easter. It's that time of year. We do have this dies available sold separately or sold as a set. This is the All About Mom. Meg Brooks created this beautiful card, You Are the Best Mom. She actually embossed that with silver. Isn't it interesting how we see trend? I'm seeing a hot trend for silver right now. Although this is embossed in white, and I think white is one of those not trend, it's an everlasting. If you don't have white embossing powder, I highly recommend, if you have not ever used embossing powder, I recommend starting with white. It is the perfect staple, and it melts. Our embossing powder especially melts like butter, as Laura would say. Embossing powder is a really fun way to embellish your cards and your stamping, all of your art. It's a really nice touch. A lot of people who are not card makers, if they get a card with embossing on it, it's kind of like, how did they do that? You kind of take your fingernail and go, how did they create that dimension on that card? Here, Callie Person used our matte gold cardstock to do this mom. This mom is actually included in this release as well. It's called Fancy Mom.
Quick question about another designer. Debbie's last name is Debbie Hughes, and her blog is linedoodledesign.com.
Yep, that's the Debbie we were talking about that Laura said she gets a lot of inspiration out of. Debbie lives overseas, and we do get to see Debbie from time to time, non-pandemic. She does come to some of our stamping shows, some of our trade shows. We do retreats, which is a good reminder. A lot of people are asking about our Simon Says Stamp show that we call Create, Simon Says Create. Originally, we were going to be hosting it. Oh, got my stencil messed up here. Sorry, guys. Originally, we were going to be doing a Simon Says Create in 2022. However, when tickets were supposed to go on sale, I don't know if you guys remember, in December is when that Omicron variant went rampant. And I didn't think it was a very good time for us to be selling tickets to an event where people are going to need to travel. So we got with our venue once again, because we had already postponed Create. It was supposed to happen in 2020, or no, I'm sorry, 2021, during the pandemic, and we postponed it. So we are going to be hosting Create in 2023. So mark your calendars for April 20th of 2023. We host it here in Columbus, Ohio. It's at the Nationwide Conference Center, not downtown, the Conference Center, which is up near our offices up in northern section of Columbus. Really easy to get to, only about 15 minutes from the airport. And we will be announcing more information about tickets. We have more tickets available than ever. We've made it a much bigger event than ever before. Oh, Reed's got a question. I'm going so fast.
Question about this frame and where it came from.
So this, boy, you're good.
Oh yeah.
Reed already had the product pulled for your question. So this particular white space frame was created using the Delicate Floral Frames die cuts. So see how this stamp set has die cuts that go with it? She actually embossed this stamp. So that white you're seeing, that's actually white embossed on our acetate. Our Simon Says Stamp acetate is heat resistant, which, by the way, is unusual. Most acetates are not heat resistant, but ours is, and that means you can emboss on it. So it's embossed with white and then die cut with this die cut down here from the Delicate Floral Frames stamp set, which we sell the stamps and the dies individually, or you could always just buy the stamps and fussy cut if you want. So that was a good question. I lost my space a little bit, but I don't remember if I showed you guys this card by Susie Plantamura. Hello, Susie. Hey, my California sunshine. That was a good question there. Let me move on to a cling. Okay, back to regularly scheduled programming. This is Delicate Floral Mandala. How beautiful is that? Remember I talked about embossing in white? Here we have another example of that. So Barbara Terriau embossed with white, and then she blended these beautiful colors. You know, that's one thing when Laura was showcasing the blending, it was hard to see because of the camera angle, but I do want to call out, our Simon Says Stamp ink pads are the only ink pads on the market that I know of that actually come to you already labeled. So if you're storing them like most people do in those, well, most people, you store them upright. So you can read the label. I recommend storing them upright, because if you don't store your Simon positively saturated inks upright, you do run the risk of them bleeding a little bit. I have some in a container on my desk that have not bled yet, because my daughter and I are pretty messy when we stamp. But I also have had one on my desk here at the office that I was testing, that I laid on its side for a few months, and it did leak a little bit. So I do think it's best to store your ink pads upright. Am I going too fast?
No, you're doing great.
Okay. My mom constantly tells me to slow down. And she's right. It's one of the things I'm like a bull in a china shop. Okay, Miriam Prantner created this card, and she used that extra large spring greeting stamp set and cut it out for the front of this. Again, this floral background was called Delicate Floral Mandala. It's really nice, high quality cling rubber stamp. How many of you in the chat have used cling stamps before? Not wood mounted, not clear, but you know, a good cling stamp. I'd be curious to know. This is our Simon stencil, and it is named, Reed printed this beautiful list. This is called, is this the tin tile? Yes, this is tin tile. Okay, this is a tin tile stencil. All of our Simon Says Stamp stencils are also made in the United States. Oh, Barb took the time to write that on the back. Hey Barb, I see you in the chat. Look, we've got your card. Thank you to these wonderful, wonderful card makers and makers who have sent products and inspiration for us to share with you today. Barbara Terriau, we're so grateful to be able to show this and share it and be inspired. And you may not make this exact card, but you may see how Barbara used the tin tile, and you may use different colors and embellish a background or ink blend something different. This is actually foiled. So this card is by Meg Brooks, and she used foil. Oh, beautiful. No, I think she foiled that. I think she foiled it with she used the deco paste, which is foilable, and then foiled with a rainbow over the top. So Meg Brooks, thank you, Meg. Yeah, I guess she combined.
2 questions. First one, somebody asked us to link all the socials of the designers. We have a lot of designers, so that doesn't really work. But if you'd like to see the social medias of designers, go to our Instagram or Facebook page. When their projects are posted, we link their social media.
Yeah, and if you, that's a good point. One thing too that we do, this stamp set is called Spring in My Step. So if you go to our website and you find this product on our website, we often, Susan Opal works really hard, we make sure that we have inspiration photos with the stamp set. And a lot of the inspiration itself is linked. So if you click on it, you will be taken directly to that artist's, whether they choose to have a blog, whether they choose to have a YouTube channel, whether they're on Instagram, we link to where they post this project. So you can see how it's made, and you can also see what other beautiful things that artist has created that you want to look at or be inspired by. Miriam Prantner made this. So that's a good point. We also are constantly posting these artists that I'm showing you today on our own social media, reposting their work, sharing it with you, putting it in our email newsletter. So you can find these artists all over. This is called Stained Glass Cross. And if you see, I'm not going to open this because it's delicate and I don't want to risk with my being live on camera, bending anything. But this cross, we actually also give you the mask for it. So you have the negative and the positive for it. We have
question.
Go ahead.
Are the positively saturated inks made in the United States?
They certainly are, yep. Our positively saturated inks are made in the USA. And here you can see Nina Marie Trapani, her blog is ninamariedesign.com, and she links notes all of the other places you can find her here. How beautiful, Laura. Look at this. I love it. Thank you again to these artists for sending in their samples. And as you heard Laura a little bit ago, her nickname is Laura Fedora. So if you Googled Laura Fedora, you would see her all over the place. This is called Flowerful Medallion. Barb Angler created this for us. Thank you, Barb. This die was actually designed for us by Memory Box. It's an exclusive to Simon Says Stamp, so you can only find it at Simon Says Stamp, but it was illustrated by our friends at Memory Box, which is really, I believe, one of the companies in our industry who changed die cutting, because their intricate designs have really enabled us to create a lot of different beautiful cards. I mean, it's not just cards though. You know, we're all making different things. Show me in the chat. What do you guys, are you card makers? Are you making tags? Are you making vignette boxes? Are you art journaling? What kind of things do you like to do? I'm probably delayed a little bit, so I don't want to.
You're good.
In the chat.
A few more questions. How many more inks are coming that have not been released yet? I don't know if you're going to answer that one.
I'm happy to answer that. We've got 15 more colors coming this summer, and we have a special surprise that we are brewing for you for Stamptember. If you're a longtime Simon Says Stamp follower, or if you're new even this year, you'll know that we celebrate the whole month of September, and we renamed it Stamptember. So during Stamptember, we come out with new products for you that are exclusive to Simon Says Stamp, but we also work with our manufacturers and our brands partners like Altenew and Hero Arts and Lawn Fawn and Tim Holtz to make something special for Stamptember that's only available during Stamptember. So we are drawing and illustrating. Really, we've already started that process a few months ago. Many of our brands are already submitting designs that we're tweaking for Stamptember. Look at all these great cards.
People are asking you to show the Alberto card again.
And I know why. Alberto, look at this. So, Alberto, what is his Instagram? Look, yeah, and maybe somebody in the chat, like maybe Susan, can you put Alberto's Instagram on here? Alberto is a member of our Simon Says Stamp designer family. He also illustrates some art for us, or illustrates some stamps for us. We do have some stamps that were illustrated by Alberto coming out this summer. This stamp set is called Mom's Spring Flowers. It doesn't have to be just for mom, but we do have some Mother's Day sentiments in it because you know it is that time of year. But we also have birthday, there is no one as kind of you, no matter my age, I will always need you, I love you, because of you, I am who I am. I have a feeling I know who made this card. Any guesses? Ta-da! Alberto. Thank you, Alberto, for mailing us these cards. I believe Alberto's in Italy, so this is an example of, we released this Hello Gorgeous line of products a few weeks ago, but because we waited a few weeks to do the live, we were able to get cards from our international makers like Alberto. This one is Susie Plantamura. She happens to be in California, but still, she had plenty of time to send in her work. Barbara Terriau. Boy, Barbara, you're busy. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So all of this inspiration. So we've got people watercoloring. I believe this is Callie Person's probably. Callie, did you use Copics here? Looks like you might have used Copic markers there. And then I do love this. Look at this Emily Midget. I do love how she embossed. Is that a gold? I believe that's gold on this beautiful green background. And then she embossed here and watercolored in the embossed lines. Are you guys being inspired by some of the things that you're seeing today? I know I am. Alberto just knocks my socks off constantly. Has anybody put in the chat Alberto's Instagram? Is it in there? Okay, good. Back to this set, I don't remember if I showed you all the cards for it. It's called Delicate Floral Frames. Thinking of you, sending happy thoughts, sending love and hugs, happy birthday, thank you, just saying hello, get well soon, thanks so much, just because. You can put those in the frames as a separate sentiment, as an inside sentiment for your card. This has been really popular in this release. These two cards by Emily Midget. Thank you, Emily, for sending your cards. We love it. How cool is this black? I believe this is the Simon Says Stamp black cardstock. Our Simon Says Stamp black cardstock has recently been restocked. It's really, really popular. I think we've had our Simon Says Stamp black cardstock for 11 years. And this past year has been wildly popular. More and more people are using it. People are loving it. It's people's go-to black cardstock. And it's fun when you have a product like that you have on the market. And then as time goes on, people evolve with more ways to use it, more ideas, embossing on it. A lot of people are using Tim's new Foundry waxes too. They really look beautiful with a black background. Okay, I'm gonna get ahead of myself. Okay, so now I've got a stained glass, I'm sorry,
It's at the top.
stained glass sun. I said it too fast. Stained glass sun is this die. Look at this. Thank you, Barb, for sending that in. See how she used paper piecing to put her blending into that cutout from the stained glass sun. And then same concept here by Laura. Instead of paper piecing hers, she just put her solid sheet behind. I don't know if you can tell. See how she did that? She used pop-up. What does she say? Dimension is life. I'm not going to sing it like she can, but all that dimension. How fun is that? I love a good shaker card. Rosemary Dennis, thank you. We all love a good shaker card. So has there been some chat? What do you guys like to do? Are you card makers? Are you art journalers? What kind of art do you like to do the best? Are you watercolors? Do you like to do coloring, blending, a little bit of everything? Remember, if you're commenting in the chat, Reed is going to be randomly drawing for a $100 gift card at the end of our live today. You make me who I am. It's kind of hard to see this when it's just the die by itself, but when it's cutting out, you can see Diane Morales. Thank you, Diane. Two Sisters Project on Instagram. And then Kathy Zilski, classic and beautiful, clean, vibrant, full of life. Another one by Diane, very beautiful.
She used the negative.
Yeah.
The first card.
Reed, you've got good eyes. That's exactly right. And then this has some watercolor effects. This is also by Diane. Did some splattering and watercoloring. I'm pretty sure this is Tim's new saltwater taffy ink too, which I love, 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 love. Okay, we've got a few more samples to share with everybody today, so get your inspiration moving and grooving. Speaking of these dies that cut out words, here's one, You're on My Heart, cut with black cardstock. This actually is cut with our Simon Says Stamp black glossy cardstock, which is a relatively new product. Thank you. This is from Jen. Can you guys see www.studio-jd.com? I don't know if I got that right. Jean Daringsfeld. Could you guys see that on the screen? So she used that die to cut out the black glossy. Here, Callie Person used our Simon Says Stamp holographic. See how these colors are really nice and tight together? That is because I think she used our A2 holographic. Our A2 sized holographic sheets, the pattern that I don't know, do you call it ombre? That rainbowy pattern is pretty tight together on our A2 size, whereas we have 8.5 by 11 sheets of holographic cardstock too, and those have a wider pattern. So if you want a narrow pattern, you use the A2, and if you want a wider one, you use the full 8.5 by 11. And I think Nina's in the chat linking for me, so she can link that there's an A2 holographic and a 8.5 by 11 holographic. This happens to be our Simon Gold. This is our matte gold cardstock that was cut with a black background, our Simon Black. And Callie also created this beautiful card. She used those tattered leaves. She used another die, which I showed you a few minutes ago. I'll dig that back out for you, because I think that's kind of a hidden gem of this release, this detail mandala plate. See how it creates that beautiful little, what do you call that? It's like a pin dotted background. Is the camera picking that up? So it adds a nice dimension to your backgrounds. And look at this orange. My friend Lori loves orange. Miriam Prantner created this. You're on my heart. The funny story is, orange is her favorite color. They have an orange Jeep. They got their daughter an orange Jeep, and we ride bikes. We go bike riding a lot. It's kind of a fun thing that we do together. And we're both recovering from some knee issues, so it's really good for us to ride bikes. So I helped her. I found an orange bike for her, and it came, and lo and behold, it wasn't orange. It was pink. Mother's Day tulips. I feel like I'm a little, hold on a sec. So I thought I got her an orange bike, but I didn't. It was pink. That's my funny story. Okay, go ahead, Reed. So it came, and the joke was on me. Okay, yes.
About the black glossy cardstock, can it be used for alcohol ink projects?
You know, it probably can. Sherry Carroll, I don't know if you're in the chat today, Sherry. You can try it, our black glossy cardstock for alcohol ink. I haven't yet, but I don't know why you couldn't. So I guess I'm not giving an answer to that.
That's not bad.
We'll check into that.
Yeah.
And then we'll put it in the description of the product if it's good with alcohol ink. Here I've got, Heather Rui. Good. Thank you, Heather. Heather is another Ohio girl. She lives down the street in Cincinnati, south of us. Heather used this Mother's Day tulip, which has been a wildly popular stamp set this year. Oh my gosh. And Kathy Rakusin, I don't know if she's posted it yet, but Kathy Rakusin has been showing me sneak peeks of what she's been working on with this too. Emily Midget created this. She also used Spring Greetings with that tulip. So just because this stamp is this size doesn't mean you have to actually stamp it that size. See how Emily here cut it down? So she made a slimline card. So don't be limited to the size of your stamps. You can even cut your stamps. I know that's like taboo, but if you wanted to separate the world from the rest of this, you could. Some people do cut their stamps. I am a stamp cutter. How beautiful, Barb Angler. Great card. And then I've got an assortment of Alberto using, I guess you'd call this yellow orange and call this purple. Beautiful work, Alberto. Thank you. Nina Marie. Nina Marie used our holographic, I'm sorry, I fussed that up a little bit. See that? She used our Simon Says Stamp 8.5 by 11 holographic cardstock for that. Not the rainbow holographic, even though it looks rainbow when it gets to the light, but it's a sheet that when it catches the light has this little delightful surprise in the background. We call it the holographic cardstock, not to be confused with the rainbow holographic cardstock, which was what I was showing you a little bit ago. This is the rainbow holographic. This is holographic with a delightful surprise. So just to show those side by side, it gives you kind of an idea. And I like how Susie Plantamer also had the idea to make a slimline card with this and not use the entire tulip section. Nicole Spore, love this. Thank you, Nicole, for watercoloring. Callie Person added some sequins. We're chatting with Laura about adding sequins and embellishing our projects. Strong women raise strong women. I love that message. This is from our sentiment strip set that Laura was just talking about called Foundations. This is a reverse foundations, meaning it's white with a black background. The traditional foundations are white with, so this is reverse. It's also foilable, so you can put this through your foil machines. You can cut them with scissors, you can cut them with dies, whatever you like. And then we also have the exact same sentiments printed black on white. So we've got reverse, and then we've got traditional. This is just called Foundations. Our sentiment strips continue to be really popular. We came out with sentiment strips about 5 years ago. So with every release, we try to add a little something special for you in sentiment strips. We've got a birthday themed set as well. Of course, since there's so many Easter products in this release, we did an Easter set of sentiment strips for you. And celebrating Mother's Day, we also added Mother's Day. And these have some nice bigger fonts on them too. Not all of our sentiment strips are the same font. They're not all the same size. They vary. They give you a lot of flexibility and options when you're crafting and making. The reason that we came out with sentiment strips is because I was having a nightmare of a time with my teeny tiny sentiments. So I'll just show you. See these sentiments? I wouldn't call these sentiments teeny tiny, but imagine if these were half this size. I just make a mess. I do not have a delicate touch. You can probably tell by the way I do these lives. I'm a little bit like a bull in a china shop. See, this is probably more of a delicate. A lot of people who are crafty have a delicate touch and they don't necessarily struggle with embossing these, but when I go to emboss these, sometimes struggle. So we have sentiment strips for your stamping pleasure too. This stamp set is called Garden Boots. Got a lot of great sentiments with it. Happy birthday, sending love, so much thanks, hello, you are so kind for everything you do. I'm here for you, I'm missing you. And you'll see some nice vibrant cards with this Garden Boot stamp set too, Heather Rui. Now don't forget, if you guys are chatting with us today, Reed is getting ready to pull a winner for a $100 gift card. And that means you can come to our one-stop shop at Simon Says Stamp. And not only could you buy any of the products I'm showing you today, but you could also buy products from any of the hundreds of other brands that we carry in our store too, including Tim Holtz, Lawn Fawn, Hero Arts. So this stamp set, I'm wondering, So this stamp set is called Sweet Birds, and this happens to be a prototype, which is not what you're going to get when you buy it. We actually modified our packaging for you so that when you receive this stamp set, you get a little chart of how to assemble these stamps so they look like the birds I'm showing you right now. Meg Brooks made this. So there's a little, kind of like a cheat sheet that shows you how to layer these to get these really beautiful birds. We've got cardinals, blue jays. It's really your interpretation of what colors you want to use and where you want to use the colors. I happen to be a blue jay. I went to Delphus St. John's. I was a Delphus St. John blue jay. About 2 hours from here. See, there's even green. Like you are not limited to any color. You can use any colors in the rainbow for these. So Nina Marie Trapani designed, illustrated the stamps, and there's also coordinating dies that go with it. Oh, here's another card by Tina Smith. Tina is Cards and Coffee Time. Tina Smith. There we go. Okay, we have a few other items from this release that are not stamps, stencils, or dies. I'm gonna also bring up real quick. This is sold out. This is a brush. It's a blending brush. We're calling it the flat blending brush. Woo! It's got a lid. It's nice and flat. So if you're blending a surface that you want to be a really long, wide surface, this is for your convenience. This is sold out. But if you guys click the notify me when back in stock button, as soon as we restock, you will receive a notification. These are those little triangle trays that Laura was showing in her little portion. We sell them as a set of 4. And these are by popular demand. So many people were using and wanting these. We couldn't keep We had another brand of trays that we just couldn't keep in stock. We carry many different brands. Here we have Seashore Sequins. I won't make a mess with them, but you can see these beautiful colors. They're kind of a mermaid-esque, kind of reminds you of the beach, right? With all the sand glass on a beach. And then this is called Disco Party Time, this sequin pack. So if you like to embellish, like I think most of us do like to embellish, you can use those. Now, speaking of embellishing, my goodness. Okay, Reed, we're on to the card kit.
Yeah.
We're on to the next session. This is our April card kit of the month. It is available while supplies last. It's already April, I can't believe it. You receive with our Simon Says Stamp card kit of the month so many products that work well together. Life is a party. You get this set of balloon dies. They've got this little cutout here, as you can see in the card, how that adds a little reflection. You don't receive the cards, but you do get an inspiration sheet with lots of ideas if you purchase this kit on how to use it. You also get several videos how to make a lot of these cards. You get this stamp set called Life is a Party. You get this really deep, it's hard to tell from the camera angle here. This is a 3D embossing folder called Dimensional Stars, which we do have a surprise coming out for you in a few weeks. Oh yeah, that'll help. See how thick this is? Our Simon Says Stamp embossing folders are no joke. They're really high quality. They really deeply emboss your paper. They're nice size. They're great for an A2 size card. You get all of these papers. I'm going to fan through these beautiful papers. Fun, fun. You get 2 of these. These are new Ranger products. These are Stickles. Oh, they're called a glitter gel, but you'll see this is one of the ways that people were using them. See how full of glitter and shine and sparkle they are? So you get 2 of those. You also get Tim's, you heard me talk about Tim's Saltwater Taffy. You get his new Saltwater Taffy color, his most new color in an oxide ink pad. Let's see, you get white cardstock, you get a sucker, you get this, and of course we put a little happy little letter in there for all of you with sucker. So this is our April card kit of the month. You don't have to be a subscriber. Just a reminder, you can subscribe and save $5, or you can buy it in our website as a standalone item, packed with value. I mean, the stamp set alone is $24.99, so this is packed with value. This embossing powder by itself would retail for $9.99. I've got some inspiration using, there we go. See how many different kinds of things you can make with one kit? I just want to sample for you. Kathy Zilski, who made this card, actually also does an unboxing video every month for you. She works with our Simon Says Stamp card kits. So that's our April card kit of the month. Last but not least, we just announced a surprise. This surprise is our Mother's Day kit. It's a limited edition. As soon as this kit sells out, and it's pretty close to selling out, we just released it yesterday, you receive all of these products. It's over $100 value of products for $59.99, and they all play beautifully together. I think I got a bad light angle. There we go. See how beautiful that paper is? So you get all of this cardstock. These little gumdrops by Heidi Swap are nice. They're beautiful. If you have a flower die cut or a flower stamp, those make beautiful flower middles. You can see inspiration on our website and our blog. People are using these for all kinds of things. You can color them with these alcohol inks. There's puffy stickers, Tim Holtz. Look at these label stickers. I love these. These actually, you can when you feel them, you can tell they have an embossed raised surface. I don't know if you can tell by this video, but these are Tim Holtz label stickers. You get a whole sheet of those. you actually get not one die set, but 2 die sets in this Mother's Day limited edition kit. You get a set of these butterfly stencils that layer beautifully. You can use them alone or as a layering set. You get Yupo, you get a sheet of Yupo, which also makes beautiful backgrounds with this alcohol ink. Of course, we provide envelope. You get a whole pack of Susie Plantamura watercolor cards, which I'm actually going to open this really quick so you can see they're all different. So these are printed on watercolor cardstock. All you got to do is add a sentiment strip or just a sentiment stamp on here. You can color it or not color it, and you've got a card for a dog mother, your actual human mother, a friend who's a mother. I don't know. I give cards to dog moms because I'm a dog mom. And you know, our business was named after our dog, so we've got a special place in our heart. Look at these stamps. Oh, Reed's got a question.
How much does this limited edition kit retail for?
So this limited edition kit retails for $59.99. It's available while supplies last. And when you add up the value of all the products in it, it's well over $100. I think it's like $108, $110. Here's the matte gold cardstock I keep talking about. Our gold cardstock is a matte, so it's looks a little different than mirrored cardstock. So this is our limited edition Mother's Day kit. I think I got everything that's in it, and again, not 1 but 2 die sets. These are in a little baggie, but if you go to our website, you'll see this is on one of the front pages of the website, and you can see tons of inspiration using this particular kit. If you want to switch to the front camera, Reed, we can talk a little bit more about, just a reminder, let me just give more gratitude, because the artists that have sent us inspiration using our products have really knocked it out of the park. Thank you for sending us such beautiful things. And then also the illustrators who illustrated these products all of these products for you have really knocked it out of the park. Several of them are chatting with us in the chat. I see Nina's in the chat. Nina Marie Trapani designed a lot of these, illustrated a lot of these. Emily Midget illustrates for us. Alberto didn't have any in this particular release, but he does in the next release. So thank you, because we're all in this together. I mean, I love to make things. I love to make, but my cards don't look like this, but I have just as much fun. My cards, these are like what I want them to look like. These are my inspiration and kind of my goals, #goals, I guess, as my daughter would say. So I just hope that something we've shared with you today has inspired you to want to create, whether it's create exactly what we've shown you or an offset or a play on what we've shown you today. Because that magic in making and connecting and having fun is, I don't know, it's that special, what do they call it? It's your unicorn space, really. So, Reed, are there any more questions before we get to that $100 gift card winner for
real quick,
live chat?
A couple people asked what you meant by when you put the ink pads upright, and a great example is right behind it.
Oh, you guys see this right here. Mm-hmm. So I like to store my ink pads upright in this case. You can see the label. You don't run the risk of them, I don't know if you call it bleeding or smudging. I wouldn't store them upside down in a bin or anything like that. That's what I mean by storing them upright. And that's why we decided to actually go the extra mile, and we put that label on the side of the ink pads for you that identify the color by words and also by visual, so you can see the color when you're looking at it this way. Because I think when I look at other people's craft spaces, which by the way, how fun is it to go to YouTube and look at craft room tours? My goodness, oh my gosh, who is it? It's I know Jennifer McGuire has a great craft room tour. Christina Hansen has done a great craft room tour. Nina Marie Trapani, you'll see in the background a lot of times. How fun is it to see how other people are storing things? This is the most common way I see other people. It's not that there's necessarily, you can just stack them without using a storage case, but I would just recommend stacking them upright. Does that answer the question, or did I go overboard? And a reminder about Crate. I've seen a few comments, and I have a note here that we are hosting Crate. Simon Says Crate 2023. We're going to have at least 50 vendors. Fingers crossed. We did last time, and I know that we've had a lot of interest to do it again in 2023. And the vendors will be hosting make and takes and create and takes. We do have some teachers, some special teachers that I know you guys are all going to be excited to take classes with. So When we have tickets go on sale for that, we will be sure to shout it loud and proud, but it won't be for a few more months because we have a lot of details that we're still working out for pricing and what that all looks like and how to advertise and spread the word. So we're getting our teams together for that. Were there any more questions in the chat today, Reed, before we announce our $100 gift card?
Last question was, do we have a Canadian distributor for the
Our Simon Says Stamp products, great question. We get questions like that probably almost every day now, which is a compliment to our Simon brand. Our Simon Says Stamp brand products are designed exclusively for Simon Says Stamp. So we only sell them here at Simon Says Stamp. We want to be your one-stop shop. If you're picking up that Ranger tool or that Tim Holtz glass mat or that new Altenew flower set or Hero Art's new layering stamp set, we want to be your one-stop shop. We want to be one place, one package that you can get all of the things that you love, and that includes the Simon Says Stamp brand. And I'm telling you what, we are working really hard behind the scenes to make products for you, not just stamps, but products like you saw those little triangle trays and our Positively Everything tool that you saw Laura had, that paw pad, to design them for you, because we're crafters, and so we feel like we kind of have an idea of what you want, but don't be shy. Tell us what you want. You can chat here, you can tell us on our social media, you can email customer service, you can email me. Tell us what you want, because our goal is to give you what you want. So hopefully that helps. Okay, Reed, do you have a $100 gift card winner? Did you put it? Oh, he did. Reed's like 100 steps ahead of me. Reed, are you in a place where you can come behind me on camera and wave hello to everybody?
Absolutely.
We appreciate all of your hard work. Brian's the hidden gem behind here too. This is, see your face. That's Reed. Thank you, Reed. All clean shaven, looking good for his travel journeys, going away to a wedding this weekend. He's do they stay on fleek? Do they say you look on fleek, or is that?
I don't know if that's still a thing anymore. I'm not as hip as I used to be.
No, I'm certainly not either. And then Brian, are you in a spot where you can say hello to? Brian's a little quieter behind the scenes. If you come to Stamp Away, here's Brian. Hey, Brian. If you come to Stamp Away and our in-person event, Create, you'll see both of these gentlemen there. They're busy, busy, busy behind the scenes, making sure everything goes smoothly, and I'm very grateful for their expertise and hard work. And we have a $100 gift card winner. So the $100 gift card is B.A. Jordan. So thank you for chatting with us today. Reed, how do you want to get B.A. Jordan their gift card?
He's going to email me.
Okay.
Reed at Simon Says Stamp. I'm adding him right now. So we are good to go.
All right. So you'll email Reed to get your $100 gift card. And all of you, stampers, makers, card makers, designers, illustrators, all you crafty people watching us today, thank you so much for being part of this vibrant, wonderful, exciting community. We're really grateful to be in it with you. So thank you for joining us. Have a great afternoon.